In this video, I'm going to break down a big trade on EJ that I took while backtesting high time frames. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. In today's video, I'm doing something a little bit different. We're going to recap on a trade that I found in my backtesting. Now I've replayed this and rebacktested it, remanaged it, all of that to show you the setup that I executed, because when I was doing it, I thought, this is a really good trade. This shows a lot of the things that I teach and a lot of the things that I talk about in terms of efficiencies, refining zones, following structure, all of the above. So I thought it would be really beneficial to bring you. And this is actually played out on the Forex Tester 5 software, which is what I use for backtesting. So check the video out, see what you think, see if this brings you any value. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll speak to you at the end. While I was doing some high time frame backtesting on Euro-Japanese yen, I found a trade which was very, very nice, and I wanted to highlight that for you. So in the bottom left corner over here, you can actually see this trade as taken and as played out. It banked me 20% profit, which was very nice. So what I'm going to do is rerun this on a new simulation. I'm going to call it Euro-Japanese yen, $50,000 deposit, and I'm going to click EJ. We have our data in. The data starts from 2014 and finishes at the current day. Then if we create this, we can actually get started with our simulation. So as soon as we start off, I'm going to pause that. I'm going to change the template to my personal trading approach, and we'll stick this on the daily time frame to start with and to break down the analysis. Now what I'm going to have to do is jump forward to around 2022 because this is very far behind. And now that we're trading at a better position for this trade, I can start breaking it down for you. So the idea of this trade was a buy. Now on the monthly time frame, we can see we have this structure turning bullish from around this point. We pushed up, we broke some substructure points, we then came down, formed a higher low, and now we've started pushing up once again. So continuing on from this trend here, I'll be looking to actually continue price up towards this imbalance supply just here. Now, with the heavy imbalance open into this range, I am expecting price to push up towards 144.360, which if we draw our line on, will be around this point here. So, okay, 144.5, it's a little bit more suitable. I was trying to read it off the scale there. So the trade I'm looking for is actually going to be a push down towards this area here, and then I'll be looking for a push up from that area to take us into here. Okay, so if we look at the weekly time frame, you can see we're looking to follow the trend essentially, using that monthly demand zone there. Now, as we can see here on the lower time frame, what we have is this smaller refined demand zone within price. If we were to scale the zone in like so, we can do that. Now we have this zone to work with. Now you can see the monthly demand line up here is a very good indication that this could be a good reversal point. And now we see imbalance leading into the weekly demand zone as well. So what we can actually do is go even lower to some lower time frames and start to really refine this zone. So I'm going to go to the 4-hour time frame and see if anything has changed, if there's a nice refined area for me to choose. So if we break down the structure, we can see we've had this push up, we then had the pullback, we've had another push up forming equal highs here, then we had this demand zone which caused the break of the range. This broke us out of the monthly structure and continued us into an uptrend. So if there is a high probability level to buy from, it is going to be this demand zone just here, marked out by this indecision candle. Now, why do I not choose this one? Because this is balanced. This is not imbalanced. This is efficient price action. And why am I specifically choosing this one over the previous zones, for example, like this one here or this one down here? Well, that is because this is the zone that broke the structure. This is the zone that pushed through these equal highs and broke us into new strength. So this shows me there's a lot of buying pressure at this level, and what we could now do is mark on the high and the low of that range, and this is where we would look for our buy limit and our stop loss to be positioned. So we can actually see this is quite a nice tight stop loss. We are going to extend it out a little bit just in case price does want to pull any further. So I might go with a stop loss just under here. This would be quite a large stop of around 70 pips, but it means if price does push through this range, we will still be safe in the trade. Alternatively, we could pull it in a little bit and just put it here underneath this zone as well. This might be the smarter move. We'll get a nicer entry and stop loss here. So I'm going to roll with this one for this example. And if we then scroll back over to where price currently is trading, we'll see that we are a fair bit above this right now, but we could definitely get that pulled down if we get that full monthly demand zone retest. So remember, this is high time frame trading that we're looking at today. This is not going to be a fast playing trade. This is months long waiting for and executing the trade. But I do actually like to run some high time frame swing trades in my own accounts, personal accounts, not unfunded accounts, in the background. Swing trades can be very, very good to passively generate, 10% a year or more just by having these running in the background with low risk. And essentially, because they are so high probability and because they are so high time frame, you can set them, forget them, and just let them roll. They do require management as you start getting to the larger target areas, the larger profit areas as well, but they are quite a relaxed way to trade and add some more percentages to your account. So what we can do with Forex Tester is actually add a new order. The pending order is going to go on at 124.59. Stop loss for this trade is as follows: 124.23, and our take profit I think is into around 145.5. That might be wrong, but I'll go and check that in a moment. And what we can actually do in here as well, which is why I like this one so much, we can calculate 1% risk. So if we just click calculate with risk 1%, place our order, now our trade is on. We have our buy limit, our stop loss, and then our take profit. Let's see if it's in the right place. Okay, a little bit too high, but that will do us. And now what we can do is just let this trade go, see if it taps in, see if it runs successfully, and if so, you can see the risk reward on this trade is going to be insane. So I'm going to quickly delete all of the objects from the chart just so that we have only the trade on. And now what we can do is let this thing run out and see if we get triggered, and if we do, will it run? So I'm going to skip that forward, make it as fast as possible. Zoom us in a little bit and we'll see, will we get the tap? And if so, will it be a successful trade? So we are in and running now, running with a very high profit percentage already, 7.64%. And as you can see, we've been tapped in very precisely and pushed away. Now let's go and take a look at the entry there. I think it did react perfectly from the zone we wanted it to. If it did, that is wonderful to see. So quickly, let's mark on the low of this range, and then we'll zoom back out and see, did we even push through that level, or did we perfectly react from the demand? So we perfectly reacted, and as you can see, that does follow on very nicely from that demand zone that we marked out. Now you notice how we found that monthly, down to weekly, down to daily, down to 4 hour, to find the high probability zone and then refine it into the most relevant point to buy from. So after I did this trade, I thought, wow, this is a really good one to break down. It shows all of the concepts in action that I would recommend using. And it's very, very profitable trade as well. So being a swing trade, this is obviously going to be a very high profit trade. They don't come around very often. Trades like this, you're not going to get, more than a couple times a year, to be honest, if you're trading a refined watch list. And unfortunately, this is not a trade that I did live. Usually I don't even trade EJ. That's why I'm over here backtesting, because I kind of know the price action through and through on GU, EU, etc. So I've shot over to a new pair to kind of test my skills today and kind of get in tune with some of the high time frame work, which is something that I don't do so much anymore. Right, so looking at price on the 4 hour time frame, we could actually go break even now. There's no reason really to be holding risk. We could have actually done that through here as well. But the open positions, we can see we're running $7,641 in profit. In fact, this actually might be 14% because we're on a $50,000 account, which is pretty brilliant already. So if we leave this to run for a little bit longer, we'll see, are we breaking out? Well, now we could start to aggressively trail our stop. We don't want to let go of all this profit. If we then continue running on this one, we've had a breakout now. We could continue aggressively trailing the stops. And let's see how far this thing is going to go. So I'm just going to quickly have a look at the big target that we were looking for. Now we are tackling this roof of resistance here. Looks like we're going to push through here. We've had a break above. I can't imagine this holding up. We look like we're going to liquidate and continue higher. So I'm just going to leave it to run for a little bit longer. Let that weekly ride up, and we'll see if there is any management that needs to be done on these lower time frames as well. So we could actually start to pull our stop loss in to around this level now and just keep trailing with price now. So seeing if this will continue up. Now where's our target? It's still very far away. This is why we need to trail, because we're running ridiculously large profits of around 30% now from 1% risk. So we do need to be trailing and making sure we are not giving back the profits that we've currently collected in the market. So if we do break out again, I will start to trail the stop in a little bit more. Let's see. This would do for now. Or maybe because of the imbalance, we'd like to keep it here just for now. And then pushing on up. Let's see if we are going to make or break. We hit demand. We've now pushed away. Are we going to make a new higher high? If so, we can start managing once again. And now we should start to really aggressively manage this trade, because we really don't want to be giving back the profits that we've collected. So let's see if we do form new higher lows and higher highs. So this would have been a point where I should have managed a bit tighter, to be honest. I probably would have been stopped out here, but unfortunately I didn't trail it in time. So in a real life scenario, I probably got took out up here, but for now we'll just leave it where it is. I think we can scale this in. If we do break below, this demand zone here, then really there's no reason why I would be in the trade any longer. Yeah, and there we go. We've been taken out of that position. So that was the trade. Obviously a crazy trade, very, very big trade, 30% gathered. Now this is obviously a very long trade. This has taken nearly 2 months to play out in total. But if you can get in these high probability trades and just let them roll, you're going to get, a nice look at a nice chunk of profit over time. So the trade broken down then, if we go to the weekly time frame, let's take another look at this. The monthly suggested that we were bullish from this higher low, and then we followed this smaller trend that we had, where we had this break of structure here, and also previous breaks of structure to put us into an uptrend from this point onwards, higher high, higher low, higher high. And then we were looking for this monthly demand zone retest to come in to then push us to the upside, targeting this area all the way up here. Now, as we can see, we've been taken out early. We may have actually got all the way up there. I'm not too sure, but in terms of the entry, if we keep scaling it in, we'll see the weekly actually showed quite a nice area there. Then we scaled it to the daily. We can see the daily demand here. And then when we went to the 4 hour, this is how we use the refining zones to actually get really nice entries. So the refined zone actually got us in just here at the top of this zone. Stop loss was just under here to make sure that we were safe on this. Price reacted perfectly to this 4 hour zone. This is the beauty and power of refining demand zones. And as we can see, it tapped in very, very nicely over here in price and then rallied very, very nicely to our target. Well, some of the way. So that is the trade essentially in a nutshell. Let's just run it out now and see if it does go all the way to the target given. But nonetheless, this is a well-managed, well-executed setup using very simple systems, very simple techniques to actually nail in quite a large profit. So there we go. We nearly went and hit that target there. Very, very good price action movements from EJ. Looks like we would have came in and traded, double the profit that we actually managed to lock in. But this is the management side, okay? Sometimes we have to take smaller profits to actually make sure that we lock anything in, because had we not managed, this could have just as easily flipped all the way around on us and took us out. So obviously, each to their own. Some people will prefer to just leave these rolling break even. But when you're running heavy profits like this and it takes a while to get it done, the realistic and safest thing to do, from my perspective, is going to be to manage that position and make sure you don't give back everything that you've made. So I hope this has been beneficial. I just wanted to show you that trade because I thought it highlighted some of the techniques that I use very well. And obviously the profit percentage was very big, probably bigger than you're usually going to get on standard real-time trades due to psychology. You may manage a bit too tight, the patience aspect as well. But nonetheless, if you are a swing trader, this will be beneficial to you. If you are a day trader, these same exact concepts can apply to actually catching some very nice low time frame trades. So I hope you found that video really beneficial. I hope you've learned from the trades. Now, in terms of the software, I always suggest that every trader should backtest heavily. Backtesting is one of the things that's going to build data, build your edge, build your confidence. One of the biggest things that's going to give you the skill set you need to trade successfully. Now, if you want the Forex Tester 5 software that you've seen in this video, go to the link in the description. I'm partnered with them because I enjoyed the software so much. You can use my code to get a discount, and that's going to set you up with a nice platform to be backtesting with to really refine your edge and build your skill set as a trader. So thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, I'm sure there's more on my channel that you're going to enjoy. So head over there and I'm sure you'll find something that suits you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.